I grew up in Hawke's Bay with three brothers, mum and dad. Grew up on a lifestyle block, so there was always a bit of activity in the outdoors, and hunting sort of eventuated through duck shooting for me to start with. Then I got into fly fishing, moved down to Otago University and studied physical education down there. So I have a Bachelor of Physical Education, and from there got into personal training. So I've been in the personal training sector for about 13 years now. An avid hunter of red deer, seeker deer, fallow, rooster, still into my duck hunting, fly fishing, really getting into my spear fishing now as well. So yeah, just part of the lifestyle now, and blending in the conditioning work along the way is really good. Helped me prepare for my gathering missions, and also just to keep the headspace as well. Really good for mental health to be out, active, doing it, and connecting with other people along the way. Essentially, the purpose of the program is to provide a functional and well-balanced conditioning plan for any hunter. So regardless of your fitness level, if you're just starting out, if you're intermediate, or if you're at more of an advanced level, it's suitable for everyone. So the plan is designed so that everyone can complete the sessions and improve their hunting specific conditioning. So it works over a 6-week period, and the plan is staged so that it gradually progresses in terms of the intensity. I think we all know that any hunting, you benefit a lot from being conditioned and fitter for the hills. So having this plan will help you to sort of periodise your training and ramp things up over that period of 6 weeks. So not only does it build your physical capacity, but the idea is to also build in some sort of exercises and activities that actually help to enhance and build your mental resilience as well. So not just the physical, but hopefully it encourages people to get outside more often and do the mahi, do the work. No gym memberships required. That's one of the beauties of this program. What do you need? Basically need a low step, your walk-in pack and a day pack. So the walk-in pack, normally around 50 to 80 litres, and then your day pack, which is normally sort of around the 15 to 30 litre mark. If you need a foam mattress or something like that, you can also use a foam roll for a mobility based work. If you can get your hands on a short EVA foam roller, that will really help with some of that muscle recovery work down the line. So you don't need a gym membership, you don't need barbells, you don't need kettlebells or anything like that. It's basically a program that's designed so anyone can do it anywhere. There will be a plan for each day, and there is a really good balance of circuit interval training, pack training, and then also some mobility work as well. So it's very important that we're not just pack training all the time, but we are also doing some strength and conditioning work for the legs, for the core, for the hips, for the upper body, so that we can actually perform on game day when we're up on the hill. So the way that we have structured the program is we've got a set theme for each day of the week. So for example, on the Monday, we call it Move It Monday, and that is an interval circuit training session. So you move around a variety of different stations, and that is to hit multiple muscle groups in that one session. Okay, on Tuesdays, we've called it Tune Up Tuesday. That is a day where we'll be carrying heavier loads, so that's a pack training day, and with the idea to start low and slow and just building up the time on the feet gradually, building that muscular endurance and that mental resilience. Opportunity to also include in some elevation gain as well. So if you can find some stairs or a local hill, that will benefit you heaps. So we've provided some progressive and suggested loads for your packs, whether you are starting out, whether you're intermediate, or whether you're advanced. Wednesday follows up, so we've got what's called Weighted Wednesday. Weighted Wednesday is another pack training session, but it's at a lighter load, but a higher pace. So we're scaling back the amount of load you're carrying there, and we're pushing the distance a little bit further. So trying to get a greater volume of time on the feet at a scaled back pack load. So those are all programmed in as well. some suggested loads there that you can take, and they build up gradually over the period of 6 weeks, along with the amount of commuting time that you are doing. We move on to Thursday. So Thursday we have called Throwdown Thursday. So that session is another interval based circuit. So once again, trying to target as many of those muscle groups as we can, and being an interval based session, it is quite focused around some higher intensity stations, quite a bit of core work involved there, and also just trying to keep the heart rate up for that period of time. So yeah, short, sharp, high intensity, and once again scaled. So we've got starter, intermediate and advanced levels or options for those exercises. So Flexi Friday is 60 minutes of cardio plus 15 minutes of mobility time. Anything you want to do on that particular day, but we just term it active recreation, so it's not too prescriptive, and you can have a little bit of a play around with how that works for you and your family as well. Okay, for our Sunday session, if you're still out in the hills, good on you, that's your activity day. But for the rest of us, we don't call it a rest day, we call it more of an improvement day. So that day is particularly focused about improving mobility. I know that we can tend to get focused on improving fitness, cardio, strength and a lot of things like that, but it is important to have some intentional time to do some mobility work. So Sundays is our day where we are on the foam roller, we're doing some flexibility work, we're doing some static stretching, any areas that need a bit of loosening up. Great to spend some time intentionally improving our mobility in order to get ready for the week ahead. And that way, if we've got something locked in on a Sunday every week, we are ticking off on some of that mobility and flexibility work. And actually, in doing so, when we are becoming more mobile and more flexible, we are able to translate that into better performance in our sessions as well. So mobility is something that cannot be neglected, particularly if we are doing a lot of pack training sessions, carrying a lot of load. We need to do a lot of work through the hips, the quads, the calves, the hamstrings, the lower back. Everything needs a little bit of attention when we are carrying those loads on a consistent basis. So that's the wrap up of our week, and that's how the week structure looks like for that 6-week period. Okay, one other real quick mention is an interval timer. So on your phone, download a free interval timer. This is a way that you can set your work to rest ratios for when we're doing our interval training sessions. It's a super clean, efficient, easy way to keep track of your time. I know some people can tend to use their watches, but when you're doing things like burpees and mountain climbers and moving all over the place, it's very difficult to keep track of exact times. So an interval timer keeps you accountable to that. The other way that you can do it, if you have a large analog clock and you're doing a lot of training at home, you can use that as well. It's very visual, but yeah, interval timer, download one, they are free and are super easy to personalize. You can adjust all of the work to rest ratios as you need, and you will need to do that as we move through the program, because we will be ramping up intensities and we'll be changing the work to rest ratios as we go.